You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not changed. The egg requires more time. Furthermore... Oh. I was not expecting an istik. What brings you to my hatchery? Almost all of the eggs in his clutch have hatched. We await only one more, which is taking its time.
Failure at the first hurdle of existence. Most caretakers would crush it and be done.
Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance. But I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
I do not midwife the birth of your young. Do not tell me how to care for mine. Time for you to leave, I think, Istik. And do not touch the egg. Don't you want to fight with your brothers and sisters?
No, never mind.
You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not changed. The egg requires more time. I was not expecting an Istik. What brings you to my hatchery?
Failure.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
I do not midwife. Time for you. Fighting a...
I'm not surprised that the Gith's insane device didn't remove our tadpoles. I'm just disappointed.
Enough. It is forbidden to approach the egg, kin. You will respect our rules.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
This hatchery is a place of solemn duty and care. No one approaches an egg without my permission. Of course, a stranger from a strange creche may have different customs. What brings you here? There is little to be curious about. It is taking its time hatching, nothing more. Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance. But I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
Not all that arrive late are weak. I created this entire hatchery, despite being the last of my clutch to hatch. They almost drowned me in the hatching pool, if it wasn't for the vash of my clutch. This one deserves the same chance. No. The child will be safer with me. I know what it needs. This is my duty. I will protect it. Come on, little one. Come on now.
Careful, I might.
It's time to come. Enough.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
You can tell Kithrak Therazin I was not expecting an istik. Almost most...
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
arrived late. They almost drowned. This one deserves the same chance. You? What do you know about Gith-Yankee child rearing? Still, the captain's due for an inspection any day now. And if she sees it here... Tell me, what will you do with it if I entrust it to you? Do you think the Sword Coast is littered with creches? That you found this one was unlikely enough. But you've a spirit about you that's quite inspiring. Perhaps even equal to the challenge. I can no longer ignore that Kithrak Thurizen's patience has its limits. Very well. Here. Take these. They will aid your approach to the egg. Right, brothers and sisters? Already. He's not even born yet.
Trap. Best avoid that trap.
Green egg with an uneven shell. You can see a vague outline of something within it. The egg is warm to the touch, the rough shell like slate beneath your fingers. Whatever is within is stirring ever so slightly.
Better get to work. Best avoid that trap. Looks like a trap there.
You've caught the egg, haven't you? Be on your way then. Before I change my mind.
To the Inquisitor at the creche. The Zaithisk's failure must be reported. Kalir's clutch held 3 dozen eggs, more or less. though I've learned of creches that harbored 100. I have never learned, however, of a Varsh obsessed with a late egg's survival. Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped Illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children. Shukiani. Githyanki chosen by Vlaakith herself to bear young. The Queen assigns when and where they must lay, and how many eggs they must bear. The Shukiani pass their eggs in the material plane. In the astral, time barely passes. It is a meticulous process, carefully timed so that the eggs hatch at once. Go on then.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Speak, Oathbreaker.
Not the resounding success we were hoping for. Still, the price of ambition is occasionally catastrophic failure. At least our skulls remain intact.
So, that's what people mean when they talk about butterflies in their stomach. Did you want something?
Very serious of you. But go ahead. Even if I could remember, I'm not sure I'd tell you.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Quite splendidly, to give credit where it's due. You must have questions.